just the overall temporary defeat, there's always an equal opportunity, seed of opportunity. It doesn't mean it's going to come to you and like you'll know what it was immediately, but as long as you seek opportunity in every lesson and every hardship that you go through, unlike the majority of people that feel like life happens to them, you feel like life happens for you, and you're able to experience different things and take the seed out of them, plant them, and really grow from them.
Bowie B Productions.
Yeah, whoa, yeah, When I walk up in the store, I spend a stack up on my bag.
Welcome back to another video. It's your boy Gucci with my boy X, and today we have one of the best breeders in the game.
Yes, sir.
Welcome to my boy Austin and Yas with the Jungle Bully family.
What's up? Yeah. Thank you guys.
Get the people out here.
Thank you.
So for the people that don't know about you guys, explain a little bit about yourself.
Okay. So I am Austin.
And I'm Yasmin.
Okay.
And you can find us on Instagram at the Jungle Bully Family. Typically we say that together, but we are breeders of XL American Bullies. And we've been doing this for about 2.5 years now. So it's been pretty cool, yeah?
It's been amazing.
Yeah.
It's been a journey. It's been a beautiful thing to see grow.
Right.
You know?
Right.
So
100%. But yeah, we're located in Southern California. We have a total of 10 dogs in our program as of right now.
Dang.
We're young in the game, but almost have 200,000 followers on all social media platforms combined. We've been able to, we believe, change the perception of the breed and also change the perception of what it means to be a breeder. We're not so much about, focusing on making as much money as we possibly can, although it is business. We're simultaneously trying to make as much impact as we possibly can. You know what I'm saying? So that way we can actually change the game.
100%.
You know?
Yeah.
Yes,
How'd you
sir.
guys even start? What was the first pup?
Go ahead.
it started off with wanting to have a dog.
Okay.
And we were looking into things, and I think Austin might be able to tell that story just a little better. I will tell you that our first dog was Nike.
Nike. Oh,
Yes.
okay.
No. The first dog was Emmy.
Well, okay. Our first bully was Nike.
Bully was Nike.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you tell the story pretty
Yeah.
good.
So, young couple, we 2 years together. And at the time we were really like, man, I want a dog, bro. I want a dog.
Yeah.
And so we went on Craigslist and we were just looking, and it's Craigslist. We just young. We didn't really know what a breeder is really. Right. And so what ends up happening is we see puppies that are 500,000, whatever. You tap in with these people, you don't get really any serious feedback, and we didn't take it serious. And then I had a friend that was breeding English bulldogs, and he said, "Yeah, man, you could come get a puppy from me for $8,500. You could breed her and make money." I was like, oh, "Okay, that sounds lucrative. That's interesting. I never thought of it that way." But before I actually do anything like that, I'm gonna do my research. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm gonna make sure that I actually know what I'm getting myself into.
Yeah,
right.
right.
So read up on the breed of the English Bulldog. We were like, nah, too many health issues. We're young. Obviously, we have money, but we don't want to be going into debt by trying to take care of a dog that's not healthy, right?
No, 100%.
And then we ended up not choosing that breed. We said, okay, we're gonna go with either the Frenchie or the American Bully, right?
Okay.
What ended up happening is we were set on the American Bully. Somebody called us and they were like, hey man, we got a Frenchie available right now. It's gonna come with papers. It's gonna be so fire. It's a tri-mural. It's everything you need. And this is gonna set you up right, bro. And this is somebody I trusted,
Yeah,
right?
no, for sure.
And so we ended up paying a total of like $3,000, which is a small amount for a tri-mural Frenchie, right?
Yeah, no, yeah.
And long story short, we're thinking this is gonna be an amazing experience. We go pick the puppy up. Doesn't have a pedigree, doesn't have paperwork, doesn't have anything really other than shot records. And I'm not Latino, so I can't speak Spanish. But the shot records in Spanish, I'm like, what is this?
Whole different language.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so, long story short, we get the Frenchie, and we're like, okay, so clearly we got gypped, but we don't want to start our program this way. So although we could probably find a way to breed this dog and make money, we said, you know what, Emmy is going to be a pet. And so we had already started the brand for Jungle Bully Family, Jungle Bully Kennels, right, which is now the Jungle Bully Family. And we ended up just taking our time, learning more about the American Bully. We were dead set on that, especially after that experience.
Right.
And, we started educating ourselves more while simultaneously building the brand. And then, we ended up getting Nike.
Yeah. Dang.
Yeah.
Okay. And then did you guys breed Nike with another dog to get Casanova?
No.
Oh,
Man. They say you go through trials and tribulations, and we definitely experienced that in the beginning. Nike, with this breed, they're very active.
Oh, okay.
And they can get serious injuries. So she got a torn ACL.
Yeah.
Oh, dang.
And basically what happens is once she's recovering from that, it's most likely that the other leg is also going to get torn.
Dang.
So during that process, we had to wait for her to heal, and it's a very long process.
No, for sure.
Yeah. And so she finally healed and everything, and then we actually bred her in December. And it was huge for us. It was our first breeding, everything. Like, we were so excited. It was actually with Casanova.
What? Oh, so you guys bought them
they're
separate?
they're not related.
Oh,
to answer
not.
that question,
Okay,
they're not related.
Yeah.
Okay, they're not related.
She was a
not
puppy
related.
when he was a puppy. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But
Yeah.
basically, we ended up breeding Nike in December. Yas was a champ. I was out of state. I was in Texas at the time, and she was running ragged, bro. Like, when I tell you that she holds it down, man, there is no better word to put it. I'll put it like this, and this is a segue, but when you start a business, like you guys have this podcast right now, it's so dope to see you guys working together. There's an analogy that I heard from Andy Frisella, and what he said is that regardless if it's a relationship or if it's a friendship or it's business, there's three things that can happen. There's a sailboat. Imagine that. The person you're on the boat with can either be rowing with you and you guys can have so much motion and momentum going forward, or somebody could be working harder than the other and the other person is dead weight. And that's just as bad as if they were not there at all, right? And they're actually adding more weight onto it, so it's slowing you down.
Yes.
And then the third thing is probably the worst thing, but as if they're dropping anchors along the way. So essentially, if you're going as fast as you can and the person's just like, I don't know about this, I don't know about that, or causing issues, right? It can potentially put you in a position where you're not going to move at all.
Right.
And it will just slow you down.
Right.
So with that being said, though, having a business partner that you're able to start your business with, you're able to communicate ideas with, and then also bring them into life is the best thing you could possibly do, whether you're in the relationship or your friends.
Right.
So I was in Texas at the time, handling some content creation, marketing for other kennels, which is what we do as well to help them grow. And she took Nike to do the repro, and she ended up getting the breeding done with Casanova. When I tell you she took Nike to get the reproduction done, then she took Nike home, she took Casanova, got him pulled, drove an hour back home, got Nike, drove an hour, did the breeding.
Yeah, did the breeding.
Drove another hour. She was hustling.
No, yeah, for sure.
Very big moment we've been waiting for 2 years now, right? Then we end up basically knocking out the breeding, and we're thinking she's pregnant a month in. She's looking thick. She's like lethargic. Oh my goodness. We're like, yes, we're going to have puppies finally. And then pus starts coming out of her vulva.
Oh, shit.
And so she ends up leaking discharge. And we're like, oh yeah, this isn't normal. We take her to the vet the next day, and come to find out she had what they call pyometra. And pyometra is an infection in the uterus that can only happen when a female dog is in heat and they have bacteria get into their cervix. And the cervix has a bacterial barrier that is covered until they're in heat, because you got to imagine all of that blood coming out of their body, that bacteria comes straight with it. And then you do a breeding, whether it's a natural breeding, a TCI, which is what she did, a transcervical insemination, or artificial insemination. Something's now penetrating the female. So there's a 50-50 chance, no matter what you do, that she'll catch pyometra, no matter the dog, no matter the circumstance. There are some preventatives. I'm not a medical, specialist, so I'm not gonna refer to nothing, you know what I'm saying? But there are preventatives. But long story short, she ended up getting pyometra. And if we didn't have a surgery to get the inflamed uterus that was filled with pus taken out within 24 hours, she probably wouldn't be with us. But she is now, and she's a pet. So
wow.
Yeah, so we basically had to spay her.
Yeah, 100%.
That's crazy. On the medical side of the, on the medical note for the dogs, what are some of the common conditions that these dogs actually have? Like from the American Bully, you said you guys actually have French Bulldogs too, right?
Yeah.
The Frenchies and stuff like that. What are some of the common medical things that occur with them?
Go
like
ahead, babe.
some of
You
the
got this
sicknesses
on
and
lock.
stuff that they get.
Got this on lock.
Well, we only have one Frenchie, so I can't really speak for the whole breed. But as far as the American Bullies go, I would say they have allergies, and they can get. They're honestly, they don't really have all that many problems. No. Unless you're leaving a dog in a heated area, they could get heat stroke, because of the way that their snout is.
Oh, okay.
Especially for the Frenchies, because it's more, they call it brachycephalic syndrome. So
That's
it's
the
like
way their mouth is, like.
It's when their face is smushed in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Exactly.
but our dogs have a bit of a longer snout, so we don't really have to deal with that. But the basic things are like everyday problems, like ear infection or some sort of skin irritation. But,
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
You're dealing with that with a lot of these American Bullies, depending on the lines that they come from, right? With Casanova, we spent $25,000 to get him. Nike, we spent $10K, right? And we're young, mind you.
Yeah.
So it's an investment, it's a risk. But the reason why we spent that much is because we wanted to make sure that we were getting quality,
exactly.
right? You can't rush the process. You can't expect to think about it like this, man. An analogy would be if I get a dog that's from, let's say, a low quality breeder, and I try to make it to the major leagues, it's like I bring somebody from minor league baseball trying to get them to play in the MLB. It's not going to happen like that. It takes time to build on it. So I'd rather start with quality and be able to know that I'm going to have something of that sort. But to add on to what she said, a lot of the physical issues you'll see with the dogs, like she said, was ear infection, skin irritation, stuff like that, things that you can use medicated shampoo for, which she's great at. I mean, she's on top of the game, right?
For sure.
But with the dogs, what you don't see for big breeds, not just American Bullies, but breeds in general, is dysplasia. Elbow, hip, patella. That is something that is very common. And so what that is basically, again, not a medical professional, guys, but I'll give you some game. It's basically a dog can move, be functional, be active, but if you get x-rays done and their hip is not in the socket or their elbow is not placed correctly and they have dysplasia, chances are that the dog later in life would have arthritis, be injured, 5-6 years old, endure pain, right? You're not going to see it in the early stages, but this is why it's important to make sure that you're getting a dog that's from a healthy breeder, because who wants to have a dog at the age of 5 years old that is giving up on itself or not able to, and now you got health bills and it's costing you 3-4 times what you spent on the dog, right? So long story short, that's one of the big things that you can see with these dogs, and a lot of the breeders that are very high scale like ourselves, we typically don't guarantee against dysplasia because it is something within the breed. But what I can say is that we are one of the few breeders that are actually health testing these dogs to see which ones have dysplasia, to limit not only its existence in our program, but also to make sure we're not promoting that in the gene pool of these dogs. You know what I'm saying?
Understand.
100%.
Yeah. That's beautiful.
And Solomon, if you want to pop up a picture of Mr. Casanova.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Casanova.
Young Cassie.
Oh my
That's
goodness.
the beast.
That's the
That's the young beastie right there.
That's one of the very few XL American Bully Merles that you'll see that fit the breed standards so well they could be in the show ring.
Beautiful.
And what Austin means by breed standard is basically, the blocky head, his feet are straight, great top line, his height matters too, and things like that. But
I believe with these as well as the chest, right? The way the chest is built.
Everything, bro.
Everything
matters, bro.
Wow.
He's just structurally
Can't take no shortcuts.
Yeah, he's a beast.
Let
beast.
me tell you something. So with Casanova, right? We first got him, and he was a pup. Think about it, 25 bands on a pup. I was 21. I'm 24 now.
It's a lot.
That's a lot.
That's 25.
Right?
For sure.
So doing that, it's a risk. But with the stud, you're taking it, you're gambling like this is going to be the next big thing. Now, mind you, Casanova turned out to be what we expected him to be and more. Very, very phenomenal stud, which we're very happy about. But, you're taking a risk. And so if there was any game I could give to anyone that's just now coming in the industry, it'd probably be to, if you're going to be breeding, start with the female, right? If you start with the female, what you're going to end up doing is you're going to allow yourself to create a stud based on the stud that you breed her to. versus spending X amount on a stud, gambling, hoping that he's the next big thing. Now it's different if you know the genetics behind the parents and you know that it's going to be a super stud. But like Casanova came from very phenomenal blood, so it really wasn't that big of a gamble. We knew what it was going to be. But if you don't know, I would just say your safest bet would be a female. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's crazy.
Yeah, 100%.
That's crazy that you mentioned all of these though, like what to look for in a dog.
Yeah.
Because say for instance, if I was buying like one of these, I wouldn't even know what the fuck to look at.
Yeah,
I'd be like,
bro.
oh, he just look hard.
He look
look
cool.
big.
Yeah, he cool.
So
Yeah,
I'm
and
getting
that's-
put on game right
Yeah,
here. Like
yeah.
really,
that's,
like
that's just something that we're not really into to breeding. So for the people that don't know, if you see a dog, the puppy's cute.
Yeah,
You don't know.
yeah.
You,
That's
what you
don't
think
know
about
what's in, behind the
Behind
dog,
it.
behind the history, the parents, because I know the parents really do matter.
Yes.
The background of the dog, yeah.
the background of the dog.
Yeah.
Genetics. Everything.
Genetics, yeah.
100%.
Facts.
There's no real actual anything to show a client, hey, this breeder is going to be right for you. It takes care of all these different things. Breeders could sell you a dream, bro.
Yeah.
This is going to be this is going to be that. And then
the
you
game.
got no contract and that puppy may pass away at 6 months. And then you got no, hey, phone, they're not answering.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, your homework needs to be done. For
100%.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially if you're spending the night sticking on a dog.
No, for sure.
Especially.
That's
you know what I'm
facts.
For
saying?
sure.
And we learned that with Emmy, that was a huge thing for
pup?
us. That was a very big lesson because even then, $3,000 was like for a dog. Like,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's not as much for Frenchie, but still, like $3,000 at that age,
Coming
like
up, yeah.
we could invest it or do something,
No, for sure.
So
Yeah. No, 100%. Tell me a little bit about that lesson you learned. What did you learn from that you'll never do again? Or not necessarily do again, but you'd never do to someone.
Oh man, it's all about like morals and ethics at the end of the day.
Exactly.
Yes.
Being open and transparent, and that's my biggest thing. Like the customers always come first, and so for me, I would just be more open and telling everybody everything about the dog and such, and give them paperwork. We already do that. That's like bare minimum.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what I learned.
Yeah.
No, I mean, you hit it on the head.
I also have another question for you guys.
What's
How
up?
did you guys know this was it? This is what you guys wanted to do.
Oh, that's a funny question, man. You wanna take a swing at it?
I think for me, at least, it was exciting for the idea of creating a legacy.
Oh, okay.
It was much bigger than the dogs. Like, we love our dogs, but we wanted to do more with that. It's not just breeding. We don't really like to call ourselves breeders at the end of the day. We call ourselves bully enthusiasts. Because we want to change the narrative of them. Like,
Right.
that's very huge for us. So that's where our platform comes, like, the whole family. That's why we're changing it to Jungle Bully Family, because we don't like to be called a kennel.
Yeah,
you know
kennel.
what I mean? To me, that's such a like harsh word to use.
You know, it's so funny. Like starting off, what the overall idea was is okay. We want to do something that's never been done in the industry before, and I'll give you like an example. We had Emmy. We didn't have Nike yet, but we were in an apartment in Costa Mesa. Just brainstorming. And what we did was we looked at our phone on Zillow and we were looking at acres of properties in a specific area. This is like 2 years ago, right? And so we were looking at these areas like, man, one day we're gonna we could do this within a year. We could have a facility here, have the dogs on the acres, whatever. Didn't take a year, but 2 years later, we're in that same area that we looked at with the facility and with a phenomenal program, right?
Yes.
So we made it happen, and everything aligns. I think with the intention that we set from the beginning of, we want to be the best breeders. We want to set the precedent that we are family oriented, and we want to show people who we are genuinely, because a lot of people come into business or they do anything, especially on social media, where there's kind of like there's a feeling that
It's quick money.
Wrong motives.
Yes, you can't connect with the person.
Exactly.
You don't know their personality. You don't know who they are at the end of the day. What breeders are really doing podcasts? If they are, salute to you, because you're doing something that most people aren't doing. And so the biggest thing right now, like you said, a client can't really decipher who's a good breeder, who's not, because there's nothing that's really showing you that. So for us, when we came in the industry, it's like we want to bring recognition to breeders all over the world that are doing it the right way, because we're here to learn. We're not masters of anything yet, right? And we want to learn. but we also want to be seen and known for having the best customer service, taking care of people, having the best dogs, everything you can think of. So, I mean, when it came down to how do we start, how do we know? First off, puppy fever is real, bro.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
When you see a puppy, hey,
it's very true.
I said, hey, man, I was
Dang.
looking at Craigslist for 3-4 months, bro. 3-4 months.
Yes.
I didn't know about breeding. I just wanted a dog. I've always been a dog man. You know what I'm saying? And so we knew that getting a puppy was important. But then once we did our research, we felt like, man, this is definitely something we could be successful at. The breeding industry is very fragmented, meaning that it's all over the place right now.
It is.
People don't have ethics. People don't have morals, like she said. And so being an influence in this industry to change that is something that's very important to us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's very saturated. I see Frenchies everywhere.
Frenchies
Literally
is a whole different ballpark.
everywhere. They're like, there's a whole bunch of Frenchies now. You can get a Frenchie for $3,000, and they were going for $8 a long time ago. A couple years ago, they were going for $8, and then now I've been seeing fluffy Frenchies.
Yeah.
See, now those are pretty cool. I like those.
You like them,
I
huh?
like them. I like them, but I do like the Bully XLs because I just like a big dog. I'm 6 feet.
You need
I
one.
need to grab that little dog. You feel me?
You know, a lot of people look at Frenchies and they're like, man, I can make so much money with this.
Yeah.
Trust me, it's not a far-fetched thought. Like, we could definitely be, you know, marketing this dog. We could get Frenchies and but that's not what it's about, right? There's so many people that get on a new wave with the Frenchies.
Mhm.
Excuse me, you're thinking about the fluffy. You're thinking about they got husky Frenchies. They got big ropes. They got these different things. And salute to people who are doing it the right way, where structure comes first and then they add whatever on top of the structure.
Yes.
Right? That's what's important.
Very important.
Aiming for the health of the dog. But, you know, what's here today will be gone tomorrow because they're always focusing on what they can create. It's never something where they're trying to perfect one specific thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So salute to the breeders that are doing it right. You know what I'm saying?
So
At the end of the day.
It's a craft.
It's a craft.
It is.
It's a science. It's
It
not.
is.
If you're a hobby breeder, this is probably not for you if you're not doing it to the point where you're able to really
Connect.
connect.
Right. Okay.
You know, or not even connect, but more so effectively build something better.
Right.
You have to be bettering something. You can't think, oh, I'm just gonna put 2 dogs together and just get some money from
Do
it.
that.
It doesn't
Yeah,
work like
do
that.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
You got to better your breed.
Right.
You know? There's purpose behind that.
Right.
Yeah,
That's
man.
hard.
When
That's the hardest
when
thing.
you guys get Casino?
May 21st, 2020. He's about to be 2, so that was 2021 is when he was born. We whelped Casino
Yeah, we whelped him from when he was
from
young.
from birth.
What?
Yeah,
Okay.
we obviously didn't have the litter.
Oh, okay.
But we whelped his litter, Axel and Lily, and we went ahead and, you know, pretty much raised him from birth. We didn't even know we were going to get him. You know, we were working for Bossy Kennels at the time, whelping
Okay.
Bossy's Axel, Bossy's Lily, and we were getting the experience. Mentorship, biggest thing you could possibly do, no matter what
Yes.
industry you're in.
Yes.
Seek the mentorship, you know?
The mentorship.
And we went ahead and pretty much whelped him. 8 weeks. They posted him as available. We knew the blood was ridiculous. We knew he was the best structured puppy in that litter, you
Right.
know? And we were like, this is a no-brainer. Let's make it happen.
That's it.
And Yas was like, we're going to buy this dog.
Yeah. And Solomon, if you want to pop up a picture of Mr.
Look at that boy.
Casino.
Look at
That's
that
my boy.
He's a beast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man.
It's fresh.
He's not even 2 years yet.
And
For-
he's not even, no?
Nah, bro. His so you should see a picture of his dad. This is a picture of him when he was like 15 months.
Okay.
Yeah.
So a year and 3 months. But there's a picture of his dad at the same age. They look similar, and his dad popped after 2 years. Now, mind you, Axel, freak of nature, 150 pounds.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
Mhm.
29-inch head. Casino is about 110 right now with the 26-inch head. So it's his size is there.
His size is there.
Not as big as his dad.
Okay.
But what I'm excited about is the blood behind him, where he'll be able to reproduce and create bigger dogs than he is. Because his dad not only has that blood, but his mother that he comes from, Lily, is a super producer. Right? So
Okay.
when you get a stud, you're not looking to have them sell studs
Mhm.
just because of how they look. You're looking to have them sell studs because of what they can create.
Oh, okay. The
You're looking for
background.
what they can create. He's a very special piece of the puzzle to the program. It's not just, oh, this dog looks nice. He comes from this blood. This is what he does. It's more so about what he can provide to the community. His 100% genetically clear.
Yeah.
Hips and elbows, like I was telling y'all with dysplasia.
Yeah.
Perfect. You know what I'm saying? So he's a great dog, but that's my boy.
Yeah.
He's a funny guy.
Yeah, he's
Cool.
vicious.
He's a goof.
Yeah. That's sick. Mr. Solomon, if you want to pop up the last picture with the squad. I want you guys to explain a little bit about the squad.
Yes,
I know.
Uh,
You guys were talking about the
ahead,
pups.
okay, so the
Top
dog on the left, that is Casanova's son,
Okay.
which is crazy, you guys, because we started with no dogs at all, like at all, and then now we have this lineup, and it's just, it almost makes me want to shed a tear.
It's the All-Star
But,
team. It's the
yeah.
All-Star team real quick. Huh?
But yeah, that's Gremlin right there.
Okay.
On the left, Casanova's son, and then next to him is Minaj, his daughter. And then there's
Casanova's daughter.
Cassie.
Yeah.
Minaj is Casanova's daughter.
Reason, the one in between Casanova and Casino,
Mhm.
she is one of our newer dogs. She has a complete different bloodline. She's very special.
Sheesh.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, she I mean, the whole reason why we named her Reason is because of her bloodline. It, like, the bully, American Bully really started with her pedigree.
Okay.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
you want to say it? Beth?
Well, reason is the reason for it all. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm excited about what she brings to the table. She's only 9 months now, but she
Okay.
has some crazy blood that packs a punch. You look at Casino, you look at Casanova. Her dad is RBG, King Liger clone, and Liger clone is the grandfather, like great grandfather to Casanova, and then the he is definitely like the same, the great grandfather for Casino. He's just back in their pedigree, and she has him up close, Liger clone King Liger specifically. So with that being said, she's just we're gonna take her and recreate the foundation from what our best dogs came from.
Wow.
Right? So it's a science to it. But Sarabi is the one next to Casino.
Okay.
We named her, Yas named her Sarabi because she looks just like a lion. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She looks like she's straight out of Lion King. Yeah,
Her stance, too.
100%.
Her stance.
Yeah.
She's like,
She's big, man.
gorgeous.
She's like 105 pounds right now. Pedigree is really nice. She has some championship blood, and she overall is a very, very sweet dog. We love her to death. You know what I'm saying? This is a very sweet, gentle dog, and we plan on breeding her to Casino, which is going to be great.
Okay.
And then last but definitely not least is Nike,
baby
the
Nike.
one and only, the first ever jungle bully. And again, although she's a pet, you know what I'm saying, now she gets love just the same, and she's sleeping right by our bedside. You know, that's our
Family, huh?
I don't know if you
Family.
guys know, but do you guys know what the word or the name Nike, what it means?
I don't.
It actually means goddess of victory.
Bro.
Goddess of victory.
Okay.
What's the origins from, like, country-wise? Is like Greek,
Greek,
right?
yes.
Greek,
Yeah.
Goddess
Yeah.
of victory?
Yeah,
Nike,
probably.
okay.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
at first we're like, oh, that's super fire, like powerful name for a female. And as her life has gone, like she really came on top with like
Yes.
everything that she's
Oh
experienced.
my goodness.
Yes.
Like she's came up, and I'm very happy and blessed about that.
For
but
sure.
It's perfect name for her.
Man, she's definitely a champion. That's crazy.
That is crazy.
She ain't never lost, boy. She ain't never lost.
Man.
Wow. She's a champ.
Yeah,
Champ.
100%,
We
my
have the
bro.
whole team here. Crazy.
All the names correlate with them, too.
Yeah. Facts.
How did you guys come up with, because I know you explained Nike, and then the one that looked like a lion, what was that one again?
Sarabi.
Sarabi.
Sarabi. But all the names you try to correlate with something they had within them, or
It's a
as far as,
feeling,
like,
bro.
just a feeling you
It's
guys
a
had?
feeling.
Yeah.
You know?
Definitely.
Oh, notch feeling too.
Yeah. And
What
so-
made you
point.
name Casino? Because Austin came up with Casino.
You know, it was so lucky. We were so lucky to get him.
Mm.
I was like, man, jackpot? Nah. You know, I was like, jackpot, you know, because he's the lottery pick, right? He wasn't, he was the last one available, but yet he, to me, out of that litter, is definitely one of the top puppies from that litter. And I mean, he's known around the world. People from the UK, people from different countries want puppies from Casino. So I knew it was gonna be like that when he was a pup. When he was a pup, it was kind of funny because we were taking pictures of him and he looked like an alien, bro. Like he looked like an alien. I think you guys got a video of him, but
I think so.
You know, like-
Solomon, we have a video of Mr. Casino.
Gotta show the humbleness and the dog.
Let's see.
that's Cass. That's my boy. But you know, like right there, you can't see it. But when he had his ears, that's my boy. When he had his ears, his eyes were bulging. He was just he was odd, right? But he developed, and I knew he was. Sometimes the biggest thing, the saying I would give people is trust the blood.
Trust the blood.
If the blood is known to be good blood and quality, and you've seen what it does, you've seen the results. A lot of people expect their dogs to look phenomenal at 3-4 months old. They got a lanky stage with XL bullies, you know, and there's sometimes when Frenchies have lanky stages as well. It's a part of the process. They're puppies. It's like you go through growth spurts as a human being. Yeah. You don't reach your full potential until a specific part of your life. So long story short, he still has a lot of room to grow. But he's the lottery pick, bro. You know, Casino.
I honestly thought you named him Casino because you were living in Las Vegas.
Oh, man.
You probably did it because you
made a little part.
It makes sense. You know, that's where I'm from, man. So it makes sense.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's smooth as fuck, bro.
Yeah, that's crazy.
As far as so I just kind of want to dive off just a little bit from the dogs. As far as from what I'm hearing, you guys saying you guys investing in each other and doing stuff like that. I would honestly label you guys as a power couple, to be honest. 100%. And, you know, that's something that a lot of people, relationships, I would assume that they're grasping towards. So if you can give any tips to couples trying to, like, start something together or to, you know, like any tips you could give to them that would help them, like, you know, okay, like, let's actually cling together, you feel me? And let's actually do this shit type shit. And whatever they're grasping towards, whatever area they're grasping towards that they're 100%. Trying to start together.
You want to answer?
I would say, in anything, communication is huge. Make sure that you are both hearing each other out because there will be times where Austin is very passionate about something and I'm like, I don't know if I like, you know, and we'll like butt heads. But what's important is that, you know, we communicate through and make the best decision, especially for the dogs. At the end of the day, like whatever's best for the dogs. So I would say communication.
Yeah. What else?
You put me in the spotlight.
You said tips, so give them 3.
Quick tips.
Give them 3. 2 more, and then I'll give my 3.
Dang, I don't know if I can be put on the spot like that.
It's all good, babe. We can go tip for tip. Sound good?
Okay.
All right. So my tip would be, really, it's honestly like this. When you're in a relationship, it's never going to be perfect. Never. Ever. Nothing is perfect. Whether it's a business, again, I'll give you multiple examples because everything I believe is synonymous in terms of how it goes. So it just means everything really is the same. But with the relationship, obviously there's emotion involved. There's a lot of healing that you have to do before you get in a relationship because you've already been through your own things and stuff of that sort. So with me and Yas, it's a process, right? We're young. Nothing's perfect. We still have our life to figure out together and individually. But one of the biggest things is understanding that and giving grace. First tip is give grace. You can't expect someone to be perfect, and you can't have an expectation that you're not willing to meet yourself.
Right.
I can't sit here and say, hey, I need you to do this for me and get upset if she doesn't do it if I'm not doing it for me. Right? How can you lead as a man if you're not leading yourself? Right? So as far as giving grace, it's just like, okay, we're always going to go through things. But if I know her intention is love and it's good and she's never doing anything out of ill intention, give grace. I know she's not trying to hurt me or anything like that, and vice versa. It just allows things to go over because just like this business in a relationship, you're working together to achieve a common goal, right?
Yes.
Peace of mind. What's your second tip?
I would say another thing is being aware that your relationship is not always going to come first. Okay. That's something that awareness of that I think is important. Just because in the beginning it's kind of like, man, like it's always work. We're always talking about work or business. Like, what about going on a date? Or, you know, you want to like start thinking about those things, but you have to kind of settle down and be like, okay, if you really want to get somewhere, we gotta
sacrifice a little bit.
Gotta sacrifice. And that's something that I've had to learn. So.
Yeah, no, for sure.
It's huge.
Yes.
I'm extremely proud of you for saying that.
Yes.
I'm extremely proud of you for saying that.
There's a lot of things that I want to be doing.
No, for sure.
To be honest, like,
yes.
Especially as a girl, like I want to also be spending money on like things like getting my hair done or, you know, but there's times where I have to sacrifice like not even getting any of that done. And it's hard, you know, as a woman. But
this is something me and him talked about our last video. It's just like women tend to spend with emotion.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They're the base of the consumer.
That's what I said too. I
am so thankful the majority of our followers are women. Y'all keep following us.
Shout out to the women.
Shout out to the women. I was kidding, but look.
Shout out to the ladies.
Second thing is, support is different. There's like, you know how I just said, I'm proud of her.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
For me, when I do that, because I'm very hard on myself all the time. Like, I'm very positive when it comes down to building in relation and giving everybody else grace, but I typically don't give myself grace. I'm hard on myself. And so sometimes because she's with me 24/7, that can transfer over to her unintentionally. Because, I'm in my head about what I need to get done. I'm in my head about what I need to do. I got to bring food to the table, make sure everything is happening at all times. So when it comes down to basically our ability to separate what we're personally going through and then realize what the other person is doing, and you give that person gratitude, right? Like love, even though separate your emotions from what you're going through and what you feel towards that person, because internally I could be extremely hard on myself, but if I can learn to find a balance between that and showing her affection at the same time and still being disciplined in what I need to do. There's no such thing as balance when you're looking to accomplish as much as you want to in life, but I'd rather her be at peace knowing that it's love from me and I don't feel anything towards her. I just have so much focus and drive that I got to lock in. And I love you, but you know what I'm saying? I don't want you to feel like I'm not there for you and stuff like that, because a woman's emotional, bro. They need it.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Yes. No, 100%.
They need it. So
100%.
Sometimes I'll be in my head and I will just go about my day forgetting that she's there. You know what I'm saying? And what will end up happening is she'll be like, everything good, man? Like, you straight, bro? Because I'm head in. But if I can find out, which I'm learning, the way to be able to say, hey, before she even has to ask me, hey, I love you. I want you to know that we're on the same team. I don't feel anything towards you. Right now, I'm just focused and I'm trying to make sure that we can go towards our goals in a more efficient way. And I just want to work as hard as I possibly can right now. It'll go over a lot easier than if I'm, not saying anything and, I'm focused because she doesn't know what's going on.
So, silent.
Communication. What she said. Communication. That's it.
Okay, my last thing that I want to say is like realizing each other's strengths. And when you're going in business with somebody, with your significant other, if we're talking about that, because I feel like a lot of ego can come into play with certain tasks. So like realizing what each other's strengths are is huge. So that way things can be done more effectively. So yeah.
100%. Last thing for me is this. Right now we're in an age where the big talk on masculinity and femininity is a very big topic, especially on podcasts, funny enough. But for me, I think a very big thing is a man is always, we're meant to lead. We are meant to lead. And so I think that right now the discrepancy in that is that a lot of men aren't necessarily taking care of themselves enough to be able to lead. Like I said, how could you lead somebody else if you're not leading yourself? So that's our position. We should be leaders, right? Sure. We should be strong enough and masculine enough to where inevitably our women will follow us. You know what I'm saying? Because if you are doing what you're supposed to do, and there obviously has been enough self-healing on both sides, it's going to naturally happen. It falls into place because that's spiritually where we're supposed to be at. But the first thing that we have to focus on as individuals in a relationship is ourselves. So that way we can get to a point where I know if I'm taking care of my business, if I'm doing everything I need to do as far as taking care of myself, taking care of the dogs, taking care of my business, my clients, her as well, as far as making sure she's good and stuff of that sort, then naturally things go smoothly. Everything goes good. It goes like this. Whatever your faith is, put it first, then put yourself after that, and then your relationship, right? Take care of your emotions, your mental, your physical, and inevitably you'll respect yourself, and you'll be respected by your significant other.
Sir.
You know
that's
what I'm saying?
crazy. That's everything that we talked about last video. You're literally just explaining it. It's literally about controlling your emotions. It's that emotion, we tend to box in ourselves, especially how you said, when you're locked in, you kind of feel like, you kind of push people away. But if you really know how to manage it and how you react to that certain situation, especially when you're with your partner, right? You talk to her, look, babe, I'm going through this. She's gonna understand, right? So then that's when you guys come into like this energy. It's this positive energy that you guys have together, and it's like, okay, well, I'm taking care of you. Let's take care of each other.
Yeah,
that's the point.
Exactly.
Yes. Wow.
Yeah, a lot of people in relationships and their self-interest, right. But when you realize you're in a relationship, it's if you can outserve your partner, I'll tell you, problems are you're less likely to have problems because obviously you don't want to be a people pleaser in different ways to where you're being leveraged. But if you're in a relationship that's healthy, right? If I'm going out of my way to make sure her life is easier, you know how much love I'll get for that. You know what I'm saying? And vice versa. It's just little things like that. You know. What were you gonna say, brother?
No worries. I was gonna say, like, even with the relationship part, like, it don't even have to be a significant other. Although we're tying into that, it could actually be with like just like a homie, like me and him. Like we were actually talking about that the other day too. How if we don't speak up about certain things, like how the fuck are we supposed to understand each other and feel for each other? You feel me? And like how are we supposed to know what the fuck is going on? So I feel like that ties in just with everything too. Like you're saying, relationship, business partners. It could be your family, whatever. It could be whatever. So that is a salute to you for mentioning that. And as I can see, as what I'm analyzing, you do make a good follower, a leader, because she is following your lead and she understands you from what I'm seeing and what I'm feeling. No, so you feel me? That's how I feel about you guys. So salute to both of you.
Yeah, hell yeah. Salute to the Jungle Bully family.
You feel me? Hell yeah, man. Yes, sir.
Yes.
But back on the dogs, I did want to know. I was thinking the other day, I was like, if somebody wants a pit bull or like somebody wants a dog or anything like that from like say Wisconsin or out of state or even the UK, how you mentioned, how do you go about that as far as like, okay, we need to get this dog out there type shit?
So one of the biggest things in being a breeder is the resources you have. You can't come into the industry expecting to succeed strictly by yourself, right? It's not likely. So when you do your research and you understand how the business model works from the beginning, it makes it a lot easier. These are questions that people need to have readily answered before they have a litter, before they even think about breeding, because you don't want to have somebody purchase a puppy and you don't even know how it's going to get to them. Yeah. The way that a puppy can get to out of state, out of the country, Hawaii, we've had a puppy go to Hawaii, you know what I'm saying? Got clients in the UK, you know what I'm saying?
It's international, yes, baby.
Yes. And when I say clients in the UK, we have a list of people that are waiting. We haven't officially gotten our first puppy to the UK yet, but we do have that coming up.
Yeah,
This is
proud of you guys.
This is our fans. I appreciate it, fam.
Worldwide, baby.
Puppy nannies. Simply put, puppy nannies. There's a lot of people that do this service. There's very few that I would recommend because it's a life. Somebody paid you a great amount of money, not only for the dog, but if they're going out of country, typically it's like $3,000 to $4,000 just to have the puppy shipped to that country. If it's in the States, it's probably $500 to $1,000. And so it's a very tedious process. So there's very few people that are able to take care of the puppy on that flight, know everything that you need, won't give you the runaround, won't try to just get money out of you. So I'll give you one. We have Tati Superfly Nanny. We have a person named Mo who does animal transportation. I believe that's his Instagram, correct? Animal logistics. That's him on Instagram. Those are the two people that we typically use.
Okay.
And we've come across and they've done good business so far. So, it's been cool to get with them. But other than that, just do your research on every breeder, every puppy nanny, everything that you can think of. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, bro. So let me know when you want me to fly one to Long Beach from.
Put it
on a helicopter. You know what I'm saying?
Are you guys from the OC though? Where do you guys live at?
We're in the IE.
You guys are in the IE.
Riverside County.
Okay.
Yeah.
You guys are in the Inland Empire.
Yeah, exactly.
That's fresh. So
and would you guys ever travel with the pup? Because I know, would that be a lot less expensive if you travel with the pup?
That's what the puppy nanny's for.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So travel, they do it for you. I mean,
it's basically the same thing.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
She's done it. She's flown.
Yeah, I've done it. Yeah. I mean, honestly, I don't think I would want to do it like as a forever kind of thing. Okay. Yeah. It's a lot. For people who do it, I give them huge props because it's like you're in a whole different time zone and then you come immediately back. Like, there's no you staying in a hotel, you are going back and forth and
shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Literally you can't sit, travel and sightsee.
It's because you're not going on a vacation. You're just doing your thing, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. And then there's the stress of going to the airport, and if you're staying in there with the puppy, will the puppy pee? Will the puppy poo? Like, you don't know. Like, yeah, it's like a whole thing.
Exactly.
Yeah, shout out to the dog nannies for real. The
puppy nannies,
man. The good ones.
The good ones. Shout out you guys for real.
For sure.
Yeah.
You had anything to say?
When did you guys when did it come about as far as when you guys got your first cell? How was the feeling between you guys? You guys were like, oh shit, this shit is actually like, what was the feeling like as far as that? Simple, very simple question. Just the feeling.
What was the feeling?
I would just say surreal, to be honest. Yeah, because like I said, we started off with like nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So to like be able to have our first production and sell it. And our first production, we sold it to somebody who's now a part of the family.
Love it.
You know,
That's how we try to make it for every client. Yeah.
He's like our big bro.
Okay.
So
yeah,
it was a great experience.
Definitely a great experience. Tough for her.
It was hard, yeah.
To let him go, right?
The one that you...
Oh, yeah. Because, I mean, he stayed with... Okay, he was, like, Casanova's first kid. Like, I was with him his whole life until he was, like, 16 months. Like, he was...
16 months?
Or 16 weeks.
I was like, damn, you got old. I didn't know.
A whole year?
16 weeks. Because normally they go at 8 weeks. They go,
okay.
You know, but... He was with us for 16 weeks, and I had to do it again. Austin was actually in Arizona with you.
That's when we met, bro.
Crazy. That's when we met.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
How did you guys meet? Explain to the viewers how did you guys actually met
so
too and stuff.
The way me and Austin met was we went to this mentorship. It was a mentorship for a life insurance.
MLMs.
What was it?
I don't want to put a tag on it, man. I don't want to put that tag on it. Multi-level marketing is definitely a great business model. Look into it, but it wasn't MLM, but mentorship, you know what I'm saying, with life insurance.
And man, I literally got there and he was on the computer. He brings his big computer all the time. And I was like, holy shit, like, okay, cool. We met, click right away. I was like, okay, that was it. Yeah. And then boom, he started telling me, like, oh, like, do you know about Alibaba manufacturer? Because I was telling him about my clothing brand. And I was like, oh, you know, I was like, damn, I didn't even know about that. I was like, holy shit. Like, and then ever since I just started going on Alibaba, and that's where you literally get all your product. If you want to start a clothing brand, there you go. Go on Alibaba, do your research, do your thing. And then, explain a little bit more.
Yeah, man, it was cool. So, you know, I think that things happen like that spontaneously where we ended up meeting, and I didn't expect to meet him. I knew it was going to be a great event. It was a seminar, you know what I'm saying? So we were able to connect. And long story short, you know, you were telling me about your clothing brand, and then the following day after the seminar had like its intermission, whatever, we went to go get food, and we were just talking about life. But the entire experience, it was cool because although the seminar was phenomenal, we had, you know, formed a bond where we were able to really get more out of our personal experience as friends, and being able to kind of see, you know, just different perspectives, bro. I remember we played a song by Gunna. What's the song?
Oh yeah, it was
it's some world, right?
It's the new album.
New album.
Needless
to say, bro. Song's fire. Brian know what Gucci know what he doing when he puts music on. You feel me? But nah, we connected, man. And needless to say, bro, I'm very proud of you because of how much trial and tribulation you've experienced in your life.
Thank you.
And you continue to prosper, bro.
And then this is what I try to tell a lot of people, like, just don't give up.
Don't give up,
man.
You only lose when
all of those
quit.
trials and tribulations is what's building you. Like those are the creatine to your life. That's literally it. You get that?
It's your step. It's your step.
Literally.
They say you read a lot or no?
I do, yeah.
I think I was telling you about Think and Grow Rich.
Think and Grow Rich,
yes. Just the overall temporary defeat, there's always an equal opportunity, seed of opportunity. It doesn't mean it's going to come to you and like you'll know what it was immediately, but as long as you seek opportunity in every lesson and every hardship that you go through, unlike the majority of people that feel like life happens to them, you feel like life happens for you, and you're able to experience different things and take the seed out of them, plant them, and really grow from them. And that's what you've been able to do, bro. You blossom. I've seen you go through things that people probably couldn't fathom, right? Yeah. And you still have a smile on your face.
I do. I try to keep the smile on my face. That's what represents me. I want to be that person. I want to make people happy. I want to motivate people. I want to do things that people are scared to do, doing a podcast it ain't easy.
It's not easy, boy.
Easy, you know?
Yeah.
Okay, and then I just kind of searched the song. The song was So Far Ahead.
Yes.
/ Empire.
Bro.
Listen to
That's
that.
it.
Just listen to it. Listen to the lyrics. The way he talks about how he came up. And the way he's building his empire behind him. Amazing. Go stream that. Go stream that.
That's for the gunna?
That's gonna.
Yeah, man.
That's fine.
But it's really dope.
Yeah.
I can only say that for me personally, you know, I'm not necessarily the biggest person when it comes down to having a lot of relationships. I'm more focused on quality than quantity, right?
Yeah.
And I'm very happy to say I have a quality
Facts,
relationship.
yeah,
you know
no,
what I'm saying?
100%. I could say the same, man.
Nice to meet you, X. You know what I'm
too,
saying?
brother.
I know
Yeah,
that you guys are
appreciate you guys
connected, so
coming.
you
Yeah.
know,
It was a pleasure.
I respect it, man.
And then
For sure.
Solomon, if you want to pop up the last video of the puppies, I just want you to explain a little bit about the puppies real quick.
100%.
Yeah.
Here comes the
that's
girl.
Little Nike.
Hello,
And then
girl.
one more.
Oh.
There it is.
Well, thank you for the like, Solomon.
So, explain a little bit. What litter is this?
That was Indian Casanova.
Yeah, Indian Casanova.
Okay.
Casanova has been around. He amazing. I actually went and saw she had a natural birth.
Oh, okay.
Normally a lot of people like to do C-sections just because like there's that chance where you know you could just get all of them out. You don't have to wait to see if another one's gonna come out. And there's a lot of risk factors. So it's either or. But she had a natural birth and it was really beautiful. So I saw that process. I saw all these guys get born.
Wow.
That one right there that's like staring into the camera. His name is Jag now. And he looks like a Casanova clone. Like,
Yeah.
He's so
very
he
nice.
was the chunkiest out of all
Very
of them.
thick.
Yeah.
Yeah, he went viral. Did a couple minutes.
Yeah, no, for sure. You think he's gonna have a big head?
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
That's what Casanova would do for you. Yeah, 100%. It's these puppies right here, man. We're very special. We're very, you know, there's a specific thing that I do regarding this business, right? Like when you come in, obviously you could spend money, but it doesn't mean that you'll make money. So a lot of people buy a dog for what we got Casanova for, and they'll think, okay, I'm going to start selling dogs for this price too. It doesn't necessarily work like that for everybody because there's different steps that you have to take in order to be put in that position, right? Before we even got a dog, our biggest thing was making sure we had a brand, our own brand, and we were able to be known for Jungle Bully Kennels. So when people buy a dog from us, they're not getting an American bully. They want a jungle bully. They want from Austin and Yas. You know what I'm saying? That was big for us. But with these puppies and everything that we're creating, a very big thing is just making sure that, again, we're promoting quality, that we are being transparent. You guys asked about flying puppies to people. Is that something that we do? We, you know, now that we're kind of in the early stages of our program, a big thing is making sure that the customer, even after this, but just saying like right now, the greatest and the biggest thing is customer service, right? So it's not about how much you can make off of somebody because that's a one-time transaction. The relationship is priceless. So I'd rather you know me as being not only a good person, but I just gave you a dog I hope you have for 10, 15, 20 years. You know what I'm saying? God willing.
Grow.
And I want you to be able to hold on to that and say, I got my dog from Jungle Bully Kennels, and I not only got my dog, but Austin, Austin, my family. Let me call him right now.
Facts.
Right. Yeah.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's powerful.
That's powerful. Yeah.
That's powerful.
Facts.
And before we do conclude up, what is some things that you would say to the viewers from your guys' experience as far as the whole business side and everything that you learned starting this up from the ground up? What are some things you guys learned personally and that you guys took to heart that you can spill for the audience that can relate to
Great
everybody?
question. Go ahead, baby.
Don't skip steps.
Don't skip
skip
steps.
Beautiful.
Man, oh man.
Shout out to Trey for that one.
Shout out to Black Lion family for that one. But yeah, don't skip steps. Because we were like always just trying to like do the most. Like we're like, oh, we need to do this and oh, we got to do this. And we have all these ideas and they're amazing. But it's about slowing down and really just
Take your
taking it
time.
step by step. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, 100%. This is what I'll say. One of the greatest attributes for someone in business is being resilient. You can't give up like we were talking about. You have to understand that you're going to go through hard times.
Yes.
And you can't move on to the next idea because it seems so grand if you're already working on one thing. Stick with one thing and understand that once you establish yourself in that specific industry, then you can dibble dabble in other things. Everything that we're working on within Jungle Bully Kennels, although it's different like businesses, it all correlates to the same thing. So it's not like we're veering off of that lane. But the biggest thing is being limitless. What can you do with, Imperfect Children Entertainment? Yeah. What can you do with Jungle Bully Kennels? I told you guys 2 years ago we were thinking about getting a facility built where we wanted it to be built, and here we are.
And you guys did it.
And we did it.
Yeah, you guys about
the power of your words.
Exactly.
The power
manifestation.
Of your words, right?
Manifestation.
But the biggest thing about manifestation is, yes, you can have a vision for what you want, but you got to work with it, and you also have to understand that you aren't necessarily supposed to do everything, because everything doesn't align with what you truly want. So you have to do specific things that are intentional towards your goal in an efficient way, so that way you can create the reality you're looking for, right? Exactly. So be limitless. Never put a ceiling on what your goals and your dreams are. You can be a billionaire. You can make billions of dollars if that's what your dream is. You can retire your parents if that's what your dream is. You can have a successful family if that's what your dream is. You can have a successful relationship if that's what your dream is. Everything comes with work. And there was a good analogy from Bedros Keuilian. He basically said this with our relationship. You put 2 rocks in a bag, very sharp rocks, right? You're spinning that bag, and you're spinning it. And 20 years later, the bags that were then sharp, you take them out the bag and they're so smooth and they fit perfectly together, right? So they fold around, they mold around each other because they work through everything, all of the hard times, So commitment, limitless, and teamwork, man.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Teamwork.
I want to say thank you guys for having us on the podcast,
for
real, yeah.
I'm glad you guys came.
Teamwork is so huge. If me and Yas didn't have a mutual vision and she wanted something different than what I wanted, we wouldn't be able to get far. I always say, like, if you're putting energy, let's say for instance, we're focusing both on running a social media page, right? She could be putting energy into doing that. I could be putting energy into do that. And we may think it's 2 times as efficient, but really it's half as efficient, because we could both be focusing on things that we're both strong at and focus on those different things. So we have to learn our strengths, like she said, work together as a team, and propel whatever we're creating to get where we're trying to go. So work as a team, have limitless goals as a team, commit 110%. And last but not least, spread love, dog.
Facts.
I would like to say one more.
Yeah,
I would say seeking mentorship. Like Austin had mentioned, mentorship is really huge. Just so that, you have a way you go about things, like kind of like what is it called? Like a blueprint.
Yes.
So mentorship for sure. And then also staying positive is super huge. Like, because in business, in any kind of business, you go through a lot of failure. And I think that's something that I've recently had to really fixate on, is being positive. Because like I said, like the power of your words is heavy. Because if you're negative, it's a domino effect.
Yes, for sure. Yes. And then that is something we did talk about in the last video. So we're literally the same thing. If you hold that negativity, it's just going to keep holding you back. It's the anchor.
It's anchor. Everything has momentum. You can make positive actions that will then become huge, or you can make negative actions that will then become negative, and it'll build upon itself. Right? Yes. Learn. Education. I mean, there's so many gems, bro, because again, it's limitless as far as how much we can grow. But educate yourself. Mentorship is very important. I think a lot of people aren't seeking as much knowledge as they should. Yes. If we all read books and we really specialized in some specific skills and we took time to really educate ourselves and become the best version of ourselves, if we did that as a nation, America, you know what I'm saying? There's no stopping anyone who believes in themselves 100% and puts time into learning. You know what I'm saying?
Facts, bro. Facts, baby. Yeah.
100%.
Powerful, bro.
Yes.
Powerful.
Super powerful.
Well, you already know we had the cordial, bright couple, Mrs. Yasmin and Mr. Austin from Jungle Bullies family. Once again, give them a follow. And we appreciate you guys pulling up, and thank you guys for spitting game and being just being here for real, making time out of your schedule for us.
Thank
you for having us. This is
for
really
sure.
dope experience.
You already know I say You already know how we linked up, man.
Bro,
Appreciate you so much.
I hope Yasmin and I could make an appearance again. You know?
Yeah, no,
100%.
Cool. Maybe I'll be an owner of a bully.
Bro, what?
That needs to be. I am gonna be.
We'll have a jungle bully on the most popular podcast in the world.
Yeah, there we go. Affirmations. There we go. Affirmations, baby. Hell yeah, man.
Well, yeah. Thank you guys. Like and subscribe. Thank you guys for being here and for spending so much game to the people that want to try something new in their lives. And
I separate my wants and needs.